The Invitation from 2015 is a brilliant movie. I don't know how this one sort of flew under the radar of so many people. I never hear anyone talking about it, like ever. And it's so damn good. Alright, it's a tense thriller. It has so much tension. I mean, one of the most tense movies I've ever seen. Alright, it's a slow burn. It's just one of these movies where the tension just keeps building and building and building and building until it reaches this level where you're like, oh man, you could cut this thing with a bloody knife. It's just so good. Alright, it's directed by some woman I'd never heard of before, Karen Kusama. Right? And so it's easily the best movie I've ever seen directed by a woman. Easily the best. Nothing comes close. This was damn good. Alright? And it's got Logan Marshall Green in the best bloody performance I've ever seen that guy in. Now, this bloke, if you're not familiar with him, he's like considered like a cheaper version of Tom Hardy, because he looks almost exactly like him. They could be brothers, sort of thing. That's how much they look alike. But he's not a bad actor. He usually has background roles, but I've seen him as the lead in this movie and in Upgrade, and he was fantastic in both, but especially in this one, in The Invitation. One of the best portrayals I've seen of a person grieving for the loss of a family member. Unbelievable the way he plays that. Alright, and that's not really a spoiler, because I'm not going to reveal any more about it. I'm just saying, you learn straight away. He's got a lot of demons and a lot of heartache. He's a broken person, alright? And he's invited to his ex-wife's house with her new husband, played by Michiel Huisman. I don't know how you say his name. He's got one of those Euro names. And he plays it good. He was in Game of Thrones. He played, I can't remember the name of the character, but he was like, the one who was, sworn to protect Khaleesi. One of those guys. And anyway, he was good in it too. But the standout was Logan Marshall Green. Anyway, he's going to his ex-wife's house, who's now with Michiel Huisman, and they're in some kind of group or, organization of people who have also suffered loss, and they've invited their friends to come over and to join them and to have a dinner, and to also try and introduce their friends into this new age sort of philosophical group that they're into, right? And the leader of that group, who's not present at the party, but they see him on a video, is Toby Huss. Now, if you're not familiar with this guy, I wouldn't know him by name, but as soon as I saw him in the movie, I'm like, it's the Wiz from Seinfeld. If you're a Seinfeld fan, you know exactly who I'm talking about. The guy Elaine dates. The Wiz. That was a great show, Seinfeld. If you haven't watched it, you gotta. Anyway, and so that's what it's all about. They go to this party, and the ex-wife and her husband is trying to convince all their old friends that they've known for decades to join this group of theirs. And that's all it is. But there's something that feels wrong about it all. There's something, a sinister plot is afoot. I don't know, something like that. There's just this feeling of dread, this sense of dread, and it's palpable, and it just builds up. Like I said, the tension in this movie is so well done, and it's built up so slowly, layer upon layer, to the point where you're like gripping the edge of your seat, and you don't know what's going to come next. I wish I could experience this movie for the first time again. That's how good it was, the experience of not knowing what was coming. And I'm not going to go into spoilers in this, but the pacing was fantastic, and leading up to a one hell of an ending. The ending was like a wow ending, alright? The final shot of the movie was quite amazing. Not from a technical standpoint or anything like that, just a great ending, alright? It took it to a place where I wasn't expecting, and it was surprising, but also satisfying in the sense of brilliant way to end a brilliant movie. So I can't sing the praises of this movie enough. It's a fantastic movie, one of the best of the previous decade, and I don't know how it's slipped by so many people's radar, and how it's not on people's top 10 lists of 2015 and of even the decade. It's just that damn good. And if you haven't watched it, if you like thrillers, if you like Tom Hardy, alright, because the guy looks exactly like him, go watch this movie, alright? And it's just so well acted, so well paced. The tension is great. One of the best thrillers I've seen, and just really good. You know, it's emotional at moments, can be quite heartbreaking at times, and then the next minute you're, you know, grabbing the edge of your seat and squeezing really hard because it's so bloody, you know, edge of your seat with the thrills. So, highly recommend. Check it out. I'll leave it there. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know if you like this movie, if you hate this movie, if you agree or disagree. Take care, be good, and I'll see you later.